So you lift weights, but do you really know how much volume you need to achieve your goals? The quick answer is it depends on what your goal is, like most things. But we're going to look at a study real quick that's going to look at muscle strength, muscle endurance, and muscle hypertrophy. And there's some interesting stuff in here. So the title of this, published in 2018, is Resistance Training Volume Enhances Muscle Hypertrophy, but Not Strength in Trained Men. So they're going to evaluate muscle strength, muscle endurance, and muscle hypertrophy based on volume of training over an 8-week period. So over this 8-week period, there's going to be 3 groups. Low volume training is going to do 1 set per body part, 3 days a week. There's going to be 7 total exercises to target the entire body. The moderate group is going to do 3 sets per muscle group 3 times a week. And the heavy volume group is going to do 5 sets. Again, for each body part 3 times a week. Each set is going to go to failure, where their goal is to get between 8 and 12 reps. And the weight is adjusted if they fall below or over that rep range. So the results are very interesting here. You have the low volume group who did a total of 21 sets each week for 8 weeks. You have the moderate volume group who did 21 total sets each week for 8 weeks. And then the high volume group who did 35 total sets each week, again for 8 weeks. And the results are very interesting because when it comes to strength and endurance, there really was no significant difference between these 3 groups. What does that tell you? That you can be a lot more efficient in your training if your goal is to train for strength or endurance. If you're getting 3 total sets to failure each week, any additional sets on top of that per body part is not necessarily making you stronger. So you can be a lot more efficient with your workouts and not waste time in the gym or working with weights. Now, if your goal is for muscle hypertrophy or to increase your muscle size, then there is a difference when it comes to that. And the high volume group did have more muscle size gains or hypertrophy. And it showed over the 3 groups that the more volume you did, the more your muscles did grow. So again, swinging back to this, what's your goal? If you just want to get strong because you're an athlete and you want to excel in your sport, then stick with that 3 times a week, 1 set per muscle group to failure, and spend more time focusing on your sport and the skills for that sport. If you're a bodybuilder or you're just lifting to look good and get muscle size, then that's when you're going to want to increase the volume to that 3 or 5 or even more, depending on how trained you are, sets to failure for each muscle group. If you like me going through a study like this and you like to see me look at some articles as opposed to just taking my word for it, let me know. I can look at more of these articles and it can at least save you the time for looking it up yourself. I kind of like looking into this research and I'm going to do more just for my personal benefit. But I also like to share it on my Instagram, or maybe I put this on YouTube as well. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. We can start a discussion. I'd really appreciate you liking this video, and if you're not following already, then give me a follow. We'll see. Maybe there'll be another one like this coming. Stay jubilant.